the massive uphill battle to go against, even though his time is extremely respectable.
Yes, it is, and there actually hasn't been that there haven't been any sub 40s in the races yet, and he's made a time that's about 30 seconds, only about 30 seconds slower than Flad's fastest time in this race.
Yeah, Flad has not been free from like the curse of a race either. He's definitely had struggles in the races, and they're off already. So if you've again, if this is your first time tuning into the tournament, this is Plague of Shadows. This is a DLC for Shovel Knight, and if you know how Shovel Knight plays, you know the jump and shoot, except for the Shovel Master himself. Plague Knight will fly around way faster. His charge attack that he gets from default lets him burst, moves really, really fast, and he has a double jump to keep that momentum with him. And they're basically in sync. Well, that's cool.
Another thing is Plague Knight also has the largest knockback animation of any of the characters, so you will frequently see us facing the other direction so that we can move further across the screen through enemies and such.
Yeah, so Falco actually went and showed off both examples of that. He accidentally got knocked the wrong way, which is why taking damage to play can be very punishing. But then he also saw that a slime was about to get in his way, so he went and turned around. He has much less health right now, but that's okay. Black Knight is generally consistent. It's kind of a tight sunlock. It's much more difficult than than Shovel Knights and Spectres. And they're both doing Bubble Wrap.
That was a pretty much in-sync zip.
I think Flad had to get it second try. I didn't quite see how he screwed it up, but yeah, it's not... Oh my god, did DOSBox really get another burst glitch? What? Okay, so you're not supposed to be able to burst into the transition like that. That put him way closer to Black Knight. It's frame perfect to burst like that, which that's quite the advantage there.
Yeah, put him a full hit ahead. Probably about like 2 seconds.
I mean, he'll need that. Like everything that Falco can get, he'll need.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Falco is somehow extremely consistent at getting the getting the burst glitch. He got 3 of them in his last race. So here they are in the village. Oh, poor Falco. That's actually one of the saddest things you can see as a Plague Runner. Is yo, nice sync.
Yeah, now we're back in sync again.
Is when you don't burst and you just see him throw a bomb. That's actually even worse off of a ladder, because like climbing the ladder is painfully slow. They'll be coming back to the village every time they clear a stage. It would give them the opportunity to buy bomb upgrades, but they're not going to touch their bomb layout at all throughout the run. That requires cipher coins, and it's honestly, there are way too many before you get anything interesting or useful. Oh no, Falco!
Oh no!
Back to the village! That's terrible time loss. So Flad is partway through Pridemore Keep. Something you might have noticed throughout the plains is that the stage is basically lots of low corridors, so very difficult to continue at burst jump movement. Pridemore keeps up the same tradition, very low ceilings. But apart from that, the stage is fairly simple. Runners will have to keep in mind what their burst jump pattern is going to be like in every room, and sometimes from the previous room as well.
Yeah, and a lot of each runner has like their own way of getting through each room, so you really won't see like the same route from each player, which does make it kind of interesting.
Something to note is that you actually can charge a burst in the screen transition, so as you're going from one screen to the next, if you barely manage to make it into the screen transition, you can actually get a full burst. Something that you might see runners do, especially in upcoming stages. The last book room here in Pridemore, I wonder what Flad is. Okay, so that's, yeah. He's not going for the more advanced strat, which that's entirely fine. That was basically found by the task, and only a couple runners will actually go for it. Bursting has a couple of frames of invincibility, and you can actually use it to get through pot lids and any other obstacles. Fighting King Knight right now, used a bit of a manipulation at the start to keep King Knight jumping into the corner, and you'll probably get the chance to see Falco do it. You have to delay the first burst a little bit, and then you get to volley 6 bombs at him basically for free. Good stuff from both runners.
And yeah, they're doing a mid-air jump cancel because normally you can't you can only throw 3 bombs while in the air, but if you do a jump cancel, you can throw 3 more.
Yeah, you can throw until you land. The jump cancel just immediately removes the cooldown. That's all.
Ah, right. It's been a while since I played League.
No worries. I mean, you weren't wrong. There's a lot of subtle nuance to Plague's movement and abilities. We'll see how frogs deal with the runners today. Jeremiah was kind to Flad.
I thought Jeremiah was the one in the skull room.
Nope, Jeremiah is the first one.
Oh, okay.
The only one that can mess players up in the first room. The second one is inconsequential. The ones in the skull room are absolutely awful, and we don't have a name for them.
We probably should.
Okay, so yeah, once again, I'm seeing some run variance between the two, and as someone who runs the game, who runs like many different categories, like just seeing what everyone does is enough to keep me interested.
Yeah, so this is the skull room that I was referring to that Flad's on right now. These frogs get in the way a bunch, and you have either you're trying to get the frog to land on that platform, or more likely you're just trying to get the skull over there while the frogs are in your way.
It's actually like one of the worst rooms in the game. Like even Shovel Knight has like a bit of a rough time with that room, and the room is designed around his abilities. Speaking of general changes for the stage, they're all basically the same. Only a handful of tweaks were made for Plague Knight. Plague Knight was actually altered to make the campaign a little easier. His sprite is currently slightly smaller than his boss sprite. So here's Spectre Knight, and Flad did a burst into the room to get up onto the top platform to keep Spectre pinned, and ooh, he's chasing him over there. Okay. That's not a bad idea. The goal is to try and kill Spectre now if he, good. He actually got a good flip there on the coin. 50-50 chance of going to bottom left or bottom right in the second teleport. Flad did get the good RNG there. Falco going for a slightly different kill. Oh no, unfortunately he hit Spectre in such a way to chase him out of the corner rather than keeping him in the right corner. Just gonna lose him some time trying to just work a kill together. Low health here. He just has to get 3 more hits, but okay, very good. Spectre does have attacks that deal full-hearted damage.
Yeah, that got kind of scary, especially because it was in the dark, and I don't think anyone's used to fighting Spectre in the dark.
No, you can still mess up very easily, especially if you're, trying to burst at the earliest possible moment. Now, after beating the first 3 stages, you do get the small cutscene and a health upgrade, which kind of helps Plague out. He keeps getting health upgrades throughout his campaign. Makes it a lot easier for him to just, choose damage boosting over finding a more survivable route. The Explodatorium, home to many terrible hazards, you will definitely need that health to make it through optimally, and he'll also have to keep up with pot cycles. He actually is on the earliest pot cycle, which is extremely difficult to get. I do want to take another look at how he went through the stage, because if you have slightly slow movement for whatever reason, even if you feel like you're constantly going, you will notice that you're falling behind certain pot cycles.
Yeah, so they're on a global cycle. There's another global cycle that we do have to deal with, which is the fire in the later part of the stage, but right now we got the Alchemeister fight.
It's a 23 hit mini boss, and Flash should be about 5 hits left. Yep, 5 hits. Good stuff.
Yeah. And so yeah, these are the fire, the fire plumes that I was talking about.
So now Flad has to try and damage himself down to 2 full hearts left or less without dying. That's because the boss of the Explodatorium is Shovel Knight, and Shovel Knight uses many different weapons throughout the fight. He actually has access to weapons he shouldn't. But he is more importantly going to use the Phase Locket, which grants him invincibility for 4 seconds, if you have more than 2 full hearts of health. Oh, wow, great damage boost. Nice. So yeah, perfect job for Flad. Falco low on health a little early on. He's going to have to try and not take damage while he gets to the rest of the stage. So the stun lock is pretty easy. You take one hit from Shovel Knight and then you just mash your little heart out. Unfortunately, Shovel Knight can spawn in a couple of different positions that make it so that he can start to break out. Which is kind of what Flad got. He's trying to get control of the fight again. Ooh, it's a little scary. He did get hit by Anchor.
The lip of the pit is gone now, so he's kind of got a pretty easy way of getting back up.
Yeah, that definitely cost him, like, at least 10 seconds. Even though he was still able to basically lock him down. Falco got I-Core skip, which, again, that's another positioning thing, and you can just see how much faster the fight is just based on the random spawn.
Yeah, the horn is not the only trinket that he has that is like, why do you have this right now?
Yeah, the Warhorn only activates if he's underneath the destructible floor. It's just so that he can dig his way out.
Yeah. My theory is that he went to every other night first, and then came to our domain.
My theory is that he's a dirty cheater, and he just hates Green Man that much.
Probably.
Anyway, ooh, is Flad going to do? Nice, this is the test strat. Oh, no, he didn't get it. So he was hoping to hit that Herbert Crab in such a way that it would, like, bounce down and just clear out all the bubbles. Is Falco really still going to Lost City? Come on, man. So that's just unoptimal map movement for no real reason. It's a long time ago, Reese used to hack runners because he would like block one of the stages in World 2. But that was patched out when Spectre.
Oh God, no!
That was patched out when Spectre came out, and while I was doing that, Falco died to Beetle 1. Please don't get discouraged, my dude. So yeah, it's a slightly unoptimal map movement to come to Lost City first, but you could also be coming here because of how terrifying Beetle 1 is. Falco's an experienced runner, so I don't want to give him that excuse. He has said that it was muscle memory, and he's not getting the money back, which, let's talk about that for a second. That's basically fine. Plague Knight does need a ton of money later on, but not now, and you basically can get away with one death without reclaiming your money. So Flad is fighting the 420 fish, Blaze It. He's fighting him from the left side, which prevents the fish hazards from hitting him while he's attempting to kill. That said, 420 can wiggle around a lot, which makes it very difficult to actually continuously hit him.
So yeah, there's also so Lost City itself can actually be pretty annoying too, because of all the lava that we got in our way. Which is like that, yeah. We're getting really close to that lava. Good thing I mentioned it. No, that was fine. Moo gasps are appreciated.
So that's a thing that can happen with Plague Knight, by the way, is you expect to barely land on something, you don't, and then you just kind of have that panic moment where you need to recover somehow. And that was me feeling that panic right there.
And he just went over all that money again,
So that's maybe not a problem. He's looking to have about 9,500. No, let me get my numbers straight. He needs 9,000 to get the Staff of Striking. That much is good. But you want more than that because you need 10,500 to get all the mana that you're going to be buying after
before
Polar
Tinker
Knight
Knight stage, yeah.
Yeah, you need it before Tinker Knight. Before Polar Knight is optional.
We didn't say much about Treasure Knight because he's pretty simple, but Mole Knight, he can be kind of annoying because he can sometimes be a bit too high when he's running back and forth, and you also want to get him before you're digging, though. Yeah, so that was pretty optimal right there.
As far as Treasure Knight goes, you do manage to fly over most of his attacks. It's just reacting to what he does. So now they're basically gonna go do each other's stage. Flat is most certainly ahead. Despite the auto-scroller-ish section that is 420 fish. And getting the early fire droplet cycle. for Beetle 1 skip. Good stuff. Ah, darn. He did miss a burst right there. He just threw a bomb. It feels so flimsy. Oh my god. Careful there. Fled, please!
He's giving Mumu so many heart attacks right now.
And Falco went with the traditional entry. He didn't go for the task strat. I just decided to look at the restream real quick to see and make sure what he did. Reminder that Plague moves really, really fast, and it's kind of hard to keep up with him. Oh, that was interesting. So you probably didn't see it, but on Falco's screen, he actually definitely made contact with the tentacle, but the few invincibility frames that Burst gave you allowed him to not destroy, but nudge his head into the tentacle, which was like really, really strange. And Vlad making his way through Beetle 2.
And we got a 420 fish while we're going to face Mole Knight.
So the goal is to jump over and deal 2 bomb attacks per pass with Mole Knight, and then you want to chuck 3 more, hit him with the burst if you can. Unfortunately got knocked back a bit, so he's going to lose a little bit of time here. Ideally, you want to kill Mole Knight. So the most optimal you can do is kill him as he's diving in the earlier moments of the dive, and Falco had a great 420 kill. Falco had to ease up a little bit there to make sure he didn't get hit by the Manta Ray. That purple Duck Knight can be absolutely vicious. Hitting you with the anchor while you are below is the easiest way to die. Good damage boost off the anchor. And Vlad clearing another world, another segment of 3 stages. He gets another health upgrade.
And we get Sad Mountain.
Yo, Sad Mountain. All hail Sad Mountain. Meanwhile, Falco stepping up the Treasure Knight.
Yeah, and you may also notice that in terms of map navigation, he went to a pretty far stage away to Propeller Knight, because that's where we're getting the Staff of Striking, which is a pretty essential relic to get.
It saves a minute alone on Boss Rush. Vlad going with the damage boost in that room. And this is a nice little trick here to actually just barely sneak it past that cannonball.
So there's a lot of wind to deal with, and an enemy called Jawas, which are those green propeller guys right there that also have the ability to harness the wind that is annoying to us.
Yeah, that was a little scary. He actually didn't even damage boost because of the Jawa's movement. Which meant that he had to navigate through the cannonball spike room without touching anything. Good dinghy dropper fight. And you would normally have to climb into the next room to fall down into this room, but Plague Knight just kind of gets away with having enough height to fight the wind. Staff of Striking, 9 grand. Why does Plague want a melee weapon, you might ask? It's because it swings really, really fast and keeps him in the air.
What, you don't want to slap people?
The Pimp Cane is strong with Plague Knight.
Indeed.
It's funny, because a long time ago, Plague Knight's route basically involved getting a lot of other things. Staff of Surging, I think at some point they were using Big Bomb in the route as well. Although Big Bomb is now routed in a different way.
Yeah. So Vlad made it through Triple Jawa room like it was nothing.
Triple Jawa is pretty surefire for Plague Knight. Not nearly as painful as it is for Shovel Knight. I think Falco is okay here. He didn't quite get this out. He still killed it quickly.
I feel like this series of rooms is pretty annoying here that Vlad's in, because if you make one mistake, you fall all the way down.
Okay, so let's see how he handles this room. This room is also really scary.
Oh, he's going for the cycle skip.
Yeah, the one-cycle wind tunnel room is pretty terrifying.
You see how close he got to those spikes on the top.
Falco had enough money. You can see that Falco is short by about 3k. So, he did not have quite as easy of a time getting through Triple Jawa.
And he only has one circle of life left right now.
He needs to do one damage boost, and he can do propeller damageless. So he should technically be fine. He shouldn't have to heal.
I mean, he has a tonic. He has a tonic, so he could use that if needed.
So you might have noticed Falco just goofing around, just exhausted his Staff of Striking. That's the overheat mechanic. So if you, it's only half a bar to swing it once, but if you completely exhaust yourself, then you won't be able to use it at all until it's refilled. And Fled demolished Propeller Knight at some point.
He's making those sounds because he feels ill. Sorry, she feels ill when those things are happening.
Sorry, Rain. That's just that's something that happens. Oh my god, I got that from Tolu, and I just can't stop. Like every time I see something that's like, oh my god, it's gonna kill me. It all started with an infamous clip from Tolu where he almost falls to his death and does the same thing.
So Black Knight 2, that Flat is on right now, is a bit of a tighter window for the stun lock. It still exists, but it's less frames for you to keep the stun lock.
Okay, so Falco just went with eating the dinner plate and grabbing a tonic. That's not a big deal either.
Yeah, it's good to have those tonics for later, for when we have to fight the boss rush. Which is not for a while, but you can essentially save those tonics until then.
Okay, good fight from Falco on Propeller. He went with the original strat for Propeller Knight. Involves 3 cycles on the ground. Flad did not have enough money for the magic upgrades after Flying Machine. I just noticed that. He's short a little bit, but they'll easily get the money after they clear Polar Knight stage. So Falco now approaching Black Knight 2. Again, he's going to try and start the fight by walking up, bursting into space, pushing him to the corner, and then trying to time bomb throws. Stranded Ship is not an easy stage, and this is actually a place where runners can bleed time very easily.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas with just exposed spikes everywhere.
That was a great fight from Falco. He only lost control of Plague for like a... Whoa! That was crazy movement through the Hammer Bros room.
That screen is annoying, to say the least.
Most people go with a damage boost through that room. That was insane.
To get through that room before a hammer is even thrown, that was pretty interesting.
He went really, really low. He hit his head on the ceiling like the beginning of the room, and then he basically just wafted underneath both of them, like really close to the death plane.
Pretty crazy.
This last room is a little scary, but I don't expect Flat to have any trouble. As for Polar Knight, he's hopefully going to kill him before he does. Like he's going to jump up in the air and land, and then run to the other side of the screen. I want to see. Yeah, how many snowballs he's gonna chuck? 1 and shoveling. Okay. Ooh, that was a little iffy there.
He knew his invincibility frames. That's what seemed to be the case for Flat there.
Man, I do like Falco's movement through a lot of these stages. I've basically been mooching off of him for a lot of tech, and he's been mooching off of Breadpan for a lot of tech as well.
I mean, that's how you learn a speed game, is from others, so it's fine.
Ugh, man, that damage boost is always a little scary, because like, if you move just a little too far, you'll actually damage boost into the pit, and you won't have a way out. Yeah, a reminder that Falco is doing really, really good for someone who's got a PB, like, a minute and a half faster than him. Oh, Bread Pan, Jesus Christ. I see a bunch of the Spade Brigade boys in chat right now. David, oh my god, may he rise. So, something I guess isn't really super important for Plague Knight, but usually for Shovel Knight. He did use a little bit of it there. Whenever an enemy is taking damage, they no longer have a hitbox. Like, they temporarily have the ability to hit you from contact removed. So if you're dealing damage to them with bomb throws, or if you're bursting on top of them, like burst gives you a little invincibility, so it's kind of negligible. But there are times when you're dealing damage to them with bomb throws, and you're just sitting in their hitbox.
Is it too late for another Bread Pan pun? I'm going for it. Plague Knight teaching us Plague Knight was the yeast he could do.
Must not continue Ralphing. Must not continue Ralphing. Flad posting in chat because he was in an auto scroller. I don't blame him. That's something absolutely crucial to the run. Runners are making sure that they have 69 green coins by the end of it. If they don't have 69 green coins by the end of the run, it's actually invalid. It's just the game's just completely inaccessible.
It's one of those unwritten rules on the leaderboard.
If you truly love Flat, make sure that you're posting BRs in chat. Support Brazil.
Where are we?
There's Tinker 1. Tinker 1 takes double damage. A bit of a joke, just to try and keep it even with Shovel Knight using mobile gear. Oh man, that was a little scary. Falco!
Okay, he made it.
Yeah, he accidentally walked off the platform and used his double jump immediately, so you had to kind of figure out a way past the pseudo auto scroller on the fly. Yo, Cheerboo and Cat Boobs also work. Wow, Flad ran out of mana. I just saw that on Tinker 2. He had to figure out a way to get up there. I'm just watching another restream. Yeesh. Take this moment to provide a brief reminder that thank you for Speed Gaming allowing us to host this tournament on their channel. Meanwhile, Flat has constructed the Pepsi Max. He's going for one more crucial ingredient, though. Killing Tinker 1 before you get hit is actually extremely difficult. It's about the only thing you can hope for on that first fight. So Flat and Tower 1. Tower 1 is it's one of those stages that's just difficult by design, but otherwise not difficult for runners. It's another stage with movement we just have to memorize.
Yeah, and DOSBox getting a pretty good kill on Tinker 2 there.
He definitely made up a little bit of lost time on Flad.
And so we do have this. We also have this Crusher skip that we're about to deal with on Vlad's screen. Not really too much of a skip. It's pretty much guaranteed at the level Vlad's currently at, but it looks scary.
Yeah, you do have to nail 3 bursts as you're trying to scoot past that Crusher. You also got a really good damage boost past the Duck Knights.
And then the Chandelier Room is also annoying to a lot of players, but he makes it through pretty easily.
And if you've been paying attention to all the damage that Vlad's been taking, he actually hasn't taken accidental damage at all, and he's lost 3.5 hearts. Just to show you just how much bodying Plague deals with.
Yeah, someone in the chat saying something very true. Vlad makes this look so easy.
It is not easy.
None of the stuff that is happening in Tower 1 is easy by any stretch of the word.
Like, it's not complicated. It's just you have to understand what's going on. Like, you need to know what your movement is going to be like.
And just by the way, Black Knight 3 here, we got no stun lock. Well, there is a task stun lock, but no one goes for it.
Yeah, the test unlock is actually impossible. Vlad does manage to kill Black Knight 3 pretty quickly. The whole thing that you want as a runner with Black Knight 3 is skipping the teleport phase, where he's constantly going from side to side, shooting fireballs. He's completely invincible during that. Another reminder that Falco actually basically started running this game at the turn of the year. He's very, very new to Plague Knight. A couple of weeks of dedication have really done a lot for him.
And now we got the Tower of Descent.
Tower of Descent.
Well, this was
getting clobbered by an anchor there. I want to take a moment to appreciate what movement Vlad is doing through these rooms, because they can definitely get really ugly if you're not used to them.
That was a pretty good Mario Maker room right there.
Yo, nice job, Falco. Getting the frame-perfect burst glitch, but also getting the frame-perfect pause on the screen transition into the boss room.
He was
nice! And he did manage to keep Black Knight from doing the teleport phase.
DOSBox was obviously pause buffering for that burst bomb. For the frame-perfect burst.
So that definitely saved Falco a little more time. Yo, please stop mashing pause!
And now we get to see how much damage Vlad is going to take here. So after this, we got the boss rush for Vlad, and so at the end of that is Shovel Knight. So we have to be at that below 2 health once we get to Shovel Knight. So a lot of the times, we'll have the higher level runners will be pretty close to 2 health entering the boss rush.
Not this close. Jesus, like I would go in with 5 health, 4.5 maybe. Totally.
Yeah.
Even
Vlad basically only has like.
He's only planning on taking 1 damage boost, and he only has 2 tonics.
So he's wanting to only really take 1 hit before getting Shovel Knight.
I would assume it's on Polar. He's the only one you really need to like take a boost on.
He does have 2 tonics for backup, but if he's using those, he's probably not mentally there anymore.
Yo, Speed Frog calling me out. Yeah, but I'm a scrub. I guess that's true. So yeah, here's boss rush. You get to fight everyone. Starting out with Tinker is great. You get to unload 7 staff strikes on him immediately. As far as the order of boss rush goes, you could say that if Polar was in the first 2, then the order of no quarter, the first quarter of the order of no quarter shall include Polar.
Nearly a perfect joke.
He will. Oh wow, and he was perfect. That's even better. Polar will always be one of the first 3. He's not guaranteed to be one of the first 2. Yo, and he also got great positioning on treasure. Yeah, Jesus. Being right next to him.
I can't tell if you were super excited for that or you're really scared.
No, that was great. Like you just go, fight goes, yeah.
So during all of this, we're also trying not to get damage boosted into turkeys, which is commonly called being turkeyed. because then we get a health restore, and then we have to take a lot of damage in order to get down to 2 health for Shovel Knight.
And both of these winners will have invalid runs for not having enough Cypher coins. That's a shame. That's okay. We will allow it for the tournament. Vlad did a pretty good job of dealing with Spectre. And having Propeller first is actually not bad, because that means you don't have to deal with accidentally falling onto food while fighting him. Which, I guess so long as Vlad doesn't open that dinner plate is also fine. It's a little scary.
Yeah, Propeller Knight is the most likely to get turkeyed on, because his knockback is pretty much like perfectly spaced for you to get knocked into a turkey.
The only reason why you would even want to open a dinner plate is to fish out a tonic that would come out of one of them. Ooh, Vlad doing 3 hits per pass. That's actually really good. I'm gonna steal that. Oh my god, that was smart. Whoa, what a kill on Mole Knight. And Falco managing to kill Spectre before he teleports away one more time. Now here comes the stun lock on Blue Man. You actually have to, you can't just do Bomb Staff the entire time while fighting Blue Man. You'll run out of mana. So he had to sneak in a Bomb Burst Bomb. Vlad barely making the kill. That's the intended way to go about it. If you miss any of those hits, you're kind of screwed.
He also reacted pretty well to a health regen from Shovel, so he's invincible during that, so it's pretty pointless to be doing any sort of, like, stun lock attempt. So it allowed him to regain mana during that.
Ooh, Falco right next to Tinker. Good stuff. He gets those early swings on him, too. Please don't land on the turkey! Good
stuff.
That
was so close to the turkey!
Yeah, you can never really have a perfect boss rush. Like, you can't execute the ideal kill every single time, because you have to take into account, how's my mana looking? Is there a turkey in the way? Where's the next boss going to be? Where am I?
What am I doing here?
Fixing your positioning really, really sucks.
What got me to this point in life? And other existential questions.
Plague Knight, the existential one. Perfect. And you're avoiding goodness every single bomb. Please! That was definitely Plague's existential moment while walking to Treasure Knight. It's like, how did I get here? So here I am running away from a treasure chest. What is boss rush, really? Thinking emoji.
Yeah.
I didn't say much about Tower 3 because it's really easy for Plague Knight to navigate through. However, Enchantress does have a very specific kill. You don't want to do more than 4 full hearts of damage on Enchantress until... okay, he's going with the early dive strat. It is a little faster, but it does mean that you get less damage on Enchantress. Okay!
Just barely made that.
Falco did great on Blue Man.
It looked like he broke out of the stun lock, though.
But not dying is pretty important. I have no idea if Falco's on PV pace of any sort. He still has green splits.
Well, he could just be in the middle of a split right now.
Falco is, Vlad is coming up on Plague of Shadows. You'll see the original boss right there. That's actually what Plague Knight should look like, except for being completely dark. This fight sucks. It's just really hard to stay on top of Plague Knight as Plague Knight. Go figure. Unleash the Fury! He's 1 hit left! Christ. Yo, no spoilers. Now, there is the legendary 3 cycle on Corrupted Essence.
There's also the legendary 1 cycle that I learned about recently.
The joke about a legendary 3 cycle is that getting the 2 cycle is something that most runners will end up screwing up. He is in good position to do so. Yep. Wow. 3909 is insanity.
And the consistency, too, considering we had a sub 40 on his practice run just before this.
A month ago, this would have been world record. Isso! Vos conseguiste estabilizar al recall.
That's some really good Portuguese.
My Portuguese is not great. I can do Spanish.
It's better
just
than
not-
mine. I can't even read half of those letters.
Falco did really good on Enchantress there. And it looks like he's still on PB pace. 2 fights left to go. The last 3 fights are kind of jank. Easy ways to lose time. Go Falco, go. Go Falco, go.
I'm not even sure what his PB is here. What are we shooting for?
He can't get sub 41.
Oh, it's red.
No, he's losing time. He might not split it all for like every boss. He probably splits per stage here.
I don't think he's getting it because I know that he got in the race of 40-57. So.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
Had my hopes up. Still, this is going to be a great time. 40-18 is his PB. Thank you, Speedfrog. Yeah, he did die twice in Lost City.
Not listening to him, but we can read chat.
And if Speedfrog is screaming somewhere in the distance, you might hear him saying, "He has a 40-18!"
He's probably just gonna show up in your closet at some point.
Oh
again.
man, 41-20. If only at a 40-20 or 420. Yeah.
The weed number. But I made the
The weed number.
we just passed over the joke about how Speedfrog's always in your closet, but it's fine. Is that a Flad?
That is a Mila Boop. Hello.
Hello.
So congratulations on the first sub 40 of the tournament.
I wanted it to be 838, but...
Sorry. The Frad coming in. Sorry, guys, I couldn't completely destroy the game in a tournament.
It's working beating some bosses.
Hello, Falco.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
$41.21.
Horrible. I died twice in Mole.
Yeah, we saw that. You actually got a good Moo scream out of me.
Wow.
I got in 12 anyway, and I know that. But it would have been nice, because that's better than my sum of best right now, literally. But I wish I had played at least a 40. What can you do? The fact that I got
what can you
high,
do against the madman?
I don't know, nerves got to me, and my controller, I fucking hate this thing. It starts acting up 5 minutes before the tournament. Apart and put it back together in the course of 5 minutes.
Well,
that's cool.
I hope
Sorry
you
to hear that.
forgot about this.
sorry to hear that, but it is okay to be mad at it.
Yeah, David actually just pointed out that's correct. You did get a high, and you said it as well, high alchemist worthy run, which is still very difficult.
It was a 41-20, so I still bopped X-Plod. So
That's what I have to
Not
do.
bad.
you gotta suck it, Big Moon. I don't care. Get out of my face. Twice in Bowl and still be better than Big Boom. That's all I want. Oh, that was you know what? That would have actually been a PB if I hadn't died twice in Mole. And had
maybe
not
some 40.
re-entered Village. Entered Village and not died twice in Mole, that would have been almost a sub 40 run.
So looking at the bracket, we got a lot of matches to go through before we see either of these runners ever again.
Yeah, they're basically gonna go through what everyone else goes through in winners. You end up waiting on losers for a little while.
Yeah.
Oh, losers is gonna take a millennium.
Yeah, so we still have 1 match left in losers round 2, and then 2 matches in losers round 3, and 4, and 5, and then 1 match in losers round 6, and then we'll be facing.
I believe these rounds are up to weeks apart, so. It's
So
gonna be
at
months
that
before
point,
the tournament.
at that point, then we'll have losers round 7, and that will be against DOSBoxFalco, and then we'll have the grand final.
Things should speed up about now. We're should be getting past all the early year vacations and breaks, etc. Now, looking at speed gaming in general, I see Ori at 2 p.m. on speed gaming. We have Cuphead, which didn't Lori say that she was going to be performing? I think she's already started. Yeah, she's definitely been going.
Ori's on speed gaming for.
That's another one of our Plague Knight runners. We have Rockman 2 going on, Super Metroid, Super Mario Bros. I see Fusion. Lots of good stuff on speed gaming, so look around, you'll see what you like. And yeah, for the next Plague of Shadows, we have a match tomorrow. That's actually me versus Xploud, and that'll be at 6 p.m.
Wait,
EST.
really?
Any last words?
That was a nice keyboard movement by me. Really?
Any last words?
Aren't playing it? Are you real? Come on.
What?
Muncha are still not playing? What's going on?
We'll figure that out. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
don't worry about it.
Your famous word. Don't worry about it.
Words are, don't get nerves. Because it ruins runs.
Yo, I didn't know I had a catchphrase, apparently.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, well that'll do it for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. Thank you for watching the Plague Tourney. Don't forget to follow Flad and Falco.
Me,
And no one else.
please. See y'all later.
Peace.